Welcome back, listeners. You're here with your hosts. This is...
You screwed it up.
I screwed it up.
You've screwed it up already.
I feel like I started strong, but
It started
went
strong,
downhill.
but then you immediately got one. There's only two other people in the room,
And you couldn't pick one.
and one of them is your brother, and you got it wrong. Okay, well,
I'm Iman.
My name is Iman. His name,
Is David.
yes, and you are.
My name is Tamara.
Hello, Tamara.
Hi.
Tamara, you are our first guest. You are the first ever guest on the HitPause podcast.
I'm extremely excited to be here. Thanks for having me. Thanks.
Full disclosure, she is my sister. So
Don't hold it against
you
me.
know, I feel like one of those things, if
I'm the better
could
part
get
of
sued, you have to kind of, it's like when you have to say you're doing an advert or a
Of
sponsorship.
course. Yeah.
It's
Unlike that other girl you covered last week who did not
Saffron
divulge.
Barker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm
That
still annoyed
bitch.
about that, actually.
Yeah.
I'm quite, it's not good. It's not good. So, okay. This week, it's episode number,
Do you even know?
I'm going to go with 75.
No.
We had this whole discussion last week,
It's
didn't we?
76.
No, it's not, dude. Is it? Okay, anyway, it is 76. Wait, last week when we had this discussion,
You thought it was 74.
you were right, weren't you?
Yeah.
Damn it.
Sounds like
That's
David
two
is
in
more
a row.
dedicated to
You
this
have the
podcast than you
notes
are.
in front of
Iman.
you.
That's embarrassing.
It's 2 in a row. Okay. Well, anyway, this week we have Tamara as a guest.
Mm-hmm.
She's a female.
Nicely observed.
And
Thank you.
that's the key differentiating factor.
That's not the only reason why she's here.
yeah.
Thank you, David. I appreciate that.
No, but my point is the reason we wanted to get you on was because Dave and I have quite a similar taste in YouTube and what we watch, and we're obviously both. I'm going to use the term slightly overboard / obsessed. Maybe we watch more than the average person.
Could do with a bit of a break.
I mean, I do remember a time that you were on like 34, 36 hours
Yeah.
a week. That's,
Maybe.
I would
Yeah,
say that's
maybe.
pretty obsessive.
and unhealthy.
Yeah.
And unhealthy, yes.
I mean, people watch that much TV.
You know, there's that button you can hit that says, warn me when I've watched too much.
Yeah, I know. I've seen that button.
Yeah. I
And
think
you-
you should hit
Who
that,
checks
maybe.
that button? Like, are you kidding me? So I think I'm really genuinely interested to hear, the kind of stuff that you check out on YouTube and all that stuff. But before we get into it, I'm doing a voice now. I don't know why. Never done a voice before.
I know you have.
Go with it. Yeah.
I have actually.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. I feel like it's not that uncommon.
Okay, well, first of all, let's put all our cards on the table. Let's go straight in with the hours watched.
Oh,
Okay.
I thought
Okay,
we were
you
going
know
to
what I'm
ask
saying?
about our
Like,
individual
you know what I'm
lives
saying?
or something. But
Because the
Nobody cares
listeners
about your
need
life,
to
David.
know who to respect the most
okay.
and who to respect the least. Okay?
Okay. I feel like you and I have very different views on respect levels.
Well, when it comes to YouTube, you know what?
The least
I tell you
hours
what,
is more respectable. Yes, I agree.
It's not. None of the YouTube respect is based on the hours. It's based on how many hours of David Dobrik you watch.
He doesn't post that often anymore.
You know, I actually meant to
fair enough,
watch
fair
some to, so that we could discuss it, but I totally forgot. So sorry.
No, it's
apologize.
acceptable.
Do you just like him because his name is David?
I was actually gonna get a piece of merch the other day because it had David on the title, but that's not the
Really?
reason.
What did it? Well, printed on it.
Yeah, it was like David's Disposable, which is like his Instagram handle for like random pictures.
So it's kind of like
sad.
David is disposable.
You're not disposable, David.
Yeah, I didn't read it like
Interesting.
that, but
Okay,
let's carry on.
Tamara, tell us.
Yes.
What's your how you looking on the old watch time?
I mean, I must say,
Tell me
I
about your
do
average
feel.
week. Well, how much do you normally watch?
Are you talking about before this past week?
Yes.
Okay.
Before you were, in inverted commas, preparing for.
Yeah, that's
the
a
podcast.
fair question.
Yeah.
I've got to say, I feel awkward saying this out loud, but I
It's a
don't
bit
watch YouTube.
Like
I-
ever.
I mean, I would say that my usual watching of YouTube is very purposeful. Like
Okay.
it's
Hey, wait. We do click these videos on purpose, by the way. Just putting it out there. It's not like, I gotta put something on.
Actually, as a side note, genuinely, most of the time, I don't know about you actually, but most of the time, I don't have autoplay on.
Oh yeah, I turn that off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's kind of interesting though.
Actually, I need to switch that off because it is super annoying.
It is quite annoying, but when you hear like, oh, we watch a lot of YouTube, you think, oh, it probably autoplay just plays the next one, doesn't it? And it's like, no. We're choosing each video.
Yeah.
Like
sometimes with a pen and paper and a bit of research,
time.
like, yep, that's the next best one.
Anyway, sorry to carry on, please.
Okay, so yeah, generally I don't really watch YouTube. I will, if I particularly want to listen to a song or, explore an artist, I don't have Spotify, which is only mildly embarrassing at this point.
I've never had Spotify. It's completely fine.
But do you have some kind of other...
Now I do have...
David he doesn't anymore. He used to carry a separate phone around with him.
I do that still.
We carry a separate phone.
Not
for
a
music.
phone. I have an iPod.
Yeah, so that's what the phone was to me.
Yeah.
Proper
See,
files.
my old phone was the same.
And whenever I get a CD, I'll just burn it onto it.
I must say I haven't bought a CD for about a very long time. So I feel like that's...
Well, David's a little...
I'm not that bad.
He's getting on a bit.
Yeah. But yeah, you were saying.
But yeah, so I do... my music choices are fairly limited. But,
fine.
But anyway, yeah, so if I'm, okay, so I was recently looking for the purposes of this podcast, I was looking through my YouTube watch history, and there was a big old section of Billie Eilish from when I was in Australia, and I had a lot of friends who were like obsessed. She's massive over there. She's massive here. Yeah, I mean, she's just because she's amazing and I love her. But so a lot of it is sort of music, or at Christmas we listen to a lot of sort of songs.
So when you say purposeful, you kind of mean.
I mean like there is a purposeful is the wrong word.
Like a time in the day for it or something.
Sort of, yeah. Like there's something I want to achieve or find out. Yeah.
See, no, that's because that is genuinely how most people use YouTube. Even just today, we were talking. Some people were in my team were having a conversation about YouTube. So obviously, I like put it in.
He stuck his head out like,
what's that? Was that YouTube?
I can help.
So actually, I'm going to something to say about that as well. But they were saying, I only really go on YouTube when I want to, look something up or find out how to do something. And that is how a lot of people use it. Okay, but this is kind of a side note. We're gonna come back to you, watch it. But someone was tried to claim in the office today that you need a TV license in order to watch YouTube. And they're completely convinced of this. And Amazon Prime now. And
surely they're Netflix
they said that no, Netflix is fine for some reason.
Of all things, Netflix would not be right anyway.
Yeah.
So you're already paying Amazon Prime for the service. So, but then also have to pay for a license.
Exactly. So at first I was like, okay, YouTube. Oh, do you just mean like YouTube Live or something? Is that why you're getting confused? But then she said Amazon Prime thing, and I was like, oh, so you're not even valid. It's not even valid, your confusion. But anyway, I was like, you're wrong. But I will say, and she sent me the web page afterwards to be like,
okay.
So fair. But the way that the TV license web page is written is genuinely confusing, and it names YouTube on the page. But
this must be recent.
It's not like you don't... No. Okay, so for the record, you do not need a TV license to watch YouTube, okay? What it says is, if you're watching TV as it's broadcast live, so I think when it says TV, it means anything that is shown on the normal channels.
Sure, yeah.
Which it very, very rarely happens, but will also get broadcast on YouTube. I think
so if you were to watch stuff off the BBC channel or BBC Sport channel,
Yeah,
maybe.
but if it was being shown live, but that never ever happens.
No.
I think it happened for the royal wedding. But
It happens for the World. It happens and the World Cup and the World Cup.
Yeah, but even that, I swear that's like an exception.
Yeah.
You don't need it. It's so stupid, but they do write that. It's genuinely.
Yeah, why wouldn't you? Because
confusing
everyone's
me.
going to accept the terms anyway. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, not me. I don't pay for a TV license.
neither do
My
I.
TV's not plugged in to the TV license.
You would even know what a TV channel is.
I don't want to know. Okay, all it is to me, it's just ads. I don't even want to know. The only time I see ads is Amazon Prime.
TV licenses literally exist for the BBC.
Because
because
they don't
have ads. That's the only revenue they get, basically.
Yeah, and I mean that's good. I'm not against it.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It has a purpose.
Oh, I've sidetracked too much. So normally it's like the purposeful watching.
Yeah.
Like you got a reason.
So yeah, like if if I want to know how to do a particular makeup
here we go.
style,
We're going in the stereotypes. Wow.
Yeah. Was that while we were recording? I don't think so. I just told Iman off for assuming that women only watch YouTube for makeup. But yeah, if there's a particular look that I want to, I don't know, whatever.
Hey, I mean, last week we covered Jeffree Star. You know what I mean?
Don't recommend him though.
No, not really. But he's a beauty vlogger. So
I don't remember that episode.
Wait a minute.
It's not out
no, it's not out yet.
Oh, I was going to say, well, like what? I swear the last one was...
That one's coming out tomorrow. A little sneak peek. That's a little sneak peek.
It's not going to be a sneak peek.
I was like, what? Am I behind?
Because this episode will come out after it's out.
That's true. It's like a meta
sneak peek.
Oh, yeah.
Traveling through
yeah,
time.
totally. That was a great episode. It was amazing. I really enjoyed listening to it.
Exactly. Yeah, you will do.
She has.
I have.
Okay.
But yeah, or like a Halloween sort of look or whatever. Like last Halloween, I did my boyfriend with like a burn. It looked like a burn wound on his face. Must say, I did a banging job.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, so I sort of watched a few different YouTube things and kind of merged the three or however many it was.
Which actually reminds me of was it Glam&Gore?
Yes. Well, good memory. Yeah.
Yes, which was a recommendation from you.
Yeah. And actually, nice segue. I was going to talk about her because I used to love her. To be honest.
Used to.
No, I still
What
really
did she do?
Drama. Not at all.
What's the drama alert intro?
I actually sort of feel bad for her because I must say that I actually know her from Instagram, which I use a lot more than YouTube. Sorry.
Hey, fine. Well, we yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes, that was very articulate. Thank you.
Yes.
But yeah. So I love her in general. But she used to do, because her whole thing is glam and gore. So she does, amazing makeup. She's really pretty, but then she does really gory, like awful, like special effects.
Did we do a whole episode on it?
I don't know.
No, you just discussed her when you were discussing monetization and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, that was super interesting.
And she did a whole video on it, which was a really good video where she did special effect makeup as a demon, but she only said cupcake instead of demon to test whether or not she was going to get demonetized.
I remember that, yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't know the follow-up and whether or not it did get demonetized. But in that episode, she explained why she was like not doing as much of the gore side of things.
Right.
And it's because of that, the monetization. And so I don't like her as much anymore because she
it's stopping because of money.
She's basically just glam now, which I follow so many.
Even now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because
she does do some, but her Instagram is basically just glam stuff. And it's just a bit like, like, yeah, it's really good, but because I follow loads of makeup people. I like her because she's
but go that other side. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good. But in general, it's interesting because in general, I feel that monetization has improved and demonetization has improved, and it's gotten better.
Oh, you
At
think?
least this is the impression I get from YouTubers.
And the lack of noise as well. Unless they all.
What do you mean by that?
You know, like when everyone's like making videos and complaining about it.
Exactly.
People are doing less of it.
That's
now.
exactly what I was about to say. Is that?
But is that just because
they're not said it's got better? They just have complained less.
Yeah.
Yeah, but is that just because you can only complain for a certain amount of time?
I don't
or is
think
it because
so.
it's got better?
I don't think so. No.
Or maybe it's because it's January or
Like-
/February.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
people
yeah.
are just like,
So
New
yeah,
Year.
exactly. Like ad revenue in January is the worst.
You said that in one of your previous podcasts.
Yeah, because all the brands spend all their money at Christmas, and then January's New Year. They're way away from their targets. You know, it's just like whatever. But yeah, I do think because I mean it's their livelihood. Like if they're going to complain, they are going to complain.
Yeah.
So I do feel that it's improved. So it's kind of interesting because
Maybe she'll start up again then.
she should, but
She
she's probably
hasn't
been scared
completely
off at this
stopped.
point. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
she hasn't completely stopped. I did watch one the other day where she like collabed with this other YouTuber whose name I've forgotten. But yeah, and then they did like it was interesting because this other YouTuber who's a beauty YouTuber did half her face glam as an elf, and then the other half as like she did herself as like gory elf who an elf who had fallen off the shelf.
Yeah.
Was the whole thing.
Fallen off
Elf
the
on the
shelf.
shelf.
Nice.
Elf off the shelf because it had fallen and it was all cut up.
Right.
But the joke was that it was on the shelf.
We're telling us all about the elf on the shelf thing. It's huge. The kids love it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I feel like it was huge 2 years ago.
Elf on the Shelf's been going for a good 2 years. Yeah, they still love it. What I'm curious about is, I wonder if what type of her videos get more views. As in,
That's a good
the
question.
Glam
Yeah,
one or the Gore one, because
yeah,
there's obviously monetization.
Are they actually that like
fine.
separate, or are they? Does she do a strictly glam video and then?
From what I good.
I
question,
actually don't know the answer to that question.
Yeah.
I mean, she probably tries to mix it as much as she can.
Yeah, I think she must.
I'm just looking through her channel a little bit now, and it's kind of a bit mixed, to be honest.
Are you looking in time order?
Yeah, I'm looking in time order. So a lot of her videos at the moment don't seem to be. I don't know. They're not all makeup now. It seems like she's branching out a bit. So
maybe it's just her Instagram that she doesn't post that much on.
Fine.
Which it's good.
Okay,
but it just made me kind of sad that like the whole sort of YouTube platform had meant that she sort of dropped this whole half of her, because she really loves it. Like she is fully dedicated to the goriness. Like she absolutely loves it. So it just made me sad that they would go so far as to, I don't know, destroy that part of her soul,
I will say, though, she's making a mistake by avoiding it. And I know...
I mean, I agree.
Like, here's the thing. She's going to be making less money on those videos right now. But as soon as you stop doing exactly what you want to be doing on YouTube, like, it's not going to last.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You'll die. Your channel will die.
That's true.
Okay, and that, I know I say this all the time, but that is why PewDiePie does well. Because over time, he's had all kinds of controversies and all that, and he's ended up his channel kind of going down in terms of views.
And making money.
But then he goes, you know what? Why am I doing this? I'm making stuff that I don't enjoy. I'm making stuff because it gets views. I need to stop doing this. Like, this is my life at the end of the day. It's my channel.
Yeah.
So he starts up again, making the stuff that he wants to make, no matter what it is. Is it going to get views? Is it not going to get views? Do people love it? Even if they love it, cancel it. I'm not interested anymore. And that is what will keep you going long term.
Yeah, and even though, you could say PewDiePie has a lot of money, so he could afford to do
Yeah,
that.
that's what I was
But-
going to
Of course, yeah.
But
He's
it's
already
still
got, like,
it's
a
still it's
stupid
still
number
the
of
it's still the true
followers.
principle though, because
Yeah.
she could keep
Exactly.
going,
Yeah.
yeah.
and then an outside sponsor could come in, and then it doesn't matter about what
Yeah.
YouTube's giving you.
But it's a fair point though, because it's like, well, imagine if you got rent to pay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you,
It's like
you're,
Brad Pitt telling, a actor that's just
Yeah.
starting out, only take roles that you really believe in
yeah,
when, they've got rent to pay. Exactly.
yeah. But you just, exactly. It's kind of. She's not a small channel though, to be fair.
Oh, yeah, no,
she's
No,
she's
yeah.
doing almost 4 mil.
And to be honest,
subs.
I like her as a person. So,
yeah,
I don't-
exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
It was more just kind of upsets me that YouTube has. I really think it's
I
a
know.
terrible, terrible thing for YouTube to smush down
okay.
their creators.
I mean, okay. Well, here's what I've got to. It's not. It's not really YouTube doing it. Okay, it's the brands. So what YouTube does is
but can't YouTube just be like, no?
now.
Bugger off.
I actually remember saying that to
yes.
you once, but then
I mean,
yeah, they could,
To be
but-
honest, like that's what I think they should do. Okay,
Yeah.
but here's the way it goes.
They're choosing their brands over their creators.
Okay, so here's the way it goes in like a little, in a little microcosm explanation. So brands have to advertise with video online. Okay? You got to, because if you want to oh great. Oh, that was subtle. No, nobody heard that.
I tried to move the
I don't know if
microphone
you could
away.
if you could hear that, but yeah, she just opened a can very loud.
Sorry.
Anyway, it's fine. You're not a professional like us.
I moved the microphone. I
Yeah.
thought that was okay.
Yeah. I moved the microphone away from my mouth to breathe. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? No. Chocolate
What?
Rain? No.
No.
Nobody.
No.
Okay.
I'm
Sorry.
sorry.
Jeez, that's
Is it
old.
the song?
That's old
Is it
school
the song
YouTube.
Chocolate Rain?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I only know the song.
There's
I
a
don't-
subtitle.
Yeah.
Oh, there is.
I moved the mic away from my mouth to breathe. That's old school
I don't
YouTube.
know.
Anyway, anyone remember that? HitPausePodcast at
I think you're
gmail.com.
What, they're
showing
going
your
to
age.
email you and say, yeah, I remember that?
Thank you. If you do that, I will give you a shout out on the podcast, okay?
And £5.
And I'll say that David's stupid.
I think you just did.
I mean, I might say it anyway. Tune in next week. And that's it.
All right, let's go back to this little bubble. of
Okay,
Yeah.
the little microcosm, okay? Brands have to advertise online with video, okay? It's just like one of the many channels, but video is the most effective channel. Most effective way to spend your advertising money, okay? If you want to advertise with video online, you've got to go to YouTube. You can try. There are other platforms. There's other places. You can do it, and you can spend some money. But ultimately, you've got to spend some money at least with YouTube, if not all of it. Okay.
Yeah.
All of it.
Fine.
You heard it here.
yeah. So that means YouTube has all the power.
Exactly.
Okay. They have all the power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So what then kind of happened, and I'm not saying it's entirely this because there was obviously, but at one point, and there's been a few occasions, but the first one was kind of some stories came out in the news about brands, adverts being put against terrorist videos or, other
Inappropriate,
kind of dodgy
offensive
content.
videos. Yeah.
That was like the first big one. So what all the brands then did would go like, oh, this is insane. This is so ridiculous. We're not advertising on YouTube anymore. Blah. And they all kind of, in a way, got together and went like, we're taking all our ads off YouTube. And it's kind of like a power play.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Coca-Cola started, well, not started,
Coca-Cola was a
but
big
was
one.
a big one.
Yeah.
Just kind of like take some of the power back off of YouTube.
Which you would think would never work because where else are they going?
Yeah.
But it's a smart power
But
play
I mean-
if they all do it together.
Exactly.
But I mean, Coca-Cola, do they really even need to advertise at this point? Like,
Oh, yeah,
Come
no, those are
on.
valid questions. But
Now,
Coca-Cola
that's
will
a valid
say,
question,
we don't
but-
care what you think.
But
yeah.
they do. They do. Okay.
They
Okay.
shouldn't.
Does
They
ads at the
shouldn't.
Super Bowl.
They shouldn't, but they do.
I mean, why not? They got money for it. I mean,
Well, yeah, I know exactly, but
business is business. Anyway,
Yeah.
but that's a side point. Okay.
Okay.
So that's kind of like I'm not saying that's exact. Obviously, brands don't want to be next to dodgy stuff, and fair enough. Like I don't blame
that's fair
them.
enough. I mean, definitely don't support terrorism or whatever.
Yeah. But that's kind of how it sort of started. But what happened was, after that, YouTube has kind of been on the back foot.
Such on a defensive level.
Yeah.
Oh, we're so
Exactly.
sorry. We didn't mean it.
Absolutely.
Whereas they should play the power card back.
Exactly. Yeah, and they should play it back. And but all they've done is just be on the back foot this whole time, and they've never come forward. And the thing is, like, YouTube isn't. It is YouTube, and it's they need to make money for their for the business because it costs a lot to run YouTube. So I don't blame them.
Yeah.
But it's also their job to protect the creators.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like they need to at some point like take a harder line with it. What was our original point? What were we originally saying?
I was saying that YouTube should support their creators.
Yeah. So anyway, my point is that it's not YouTube that's saying we don't want you to make money. It's them kind of being a little bit weak or a bit weakened.
Or falling on the excuse of our hands are tied right now, or we're working on it.
Yeah, because basically all YouTube does is they say like, this video is safe for kids. This video is somewhat safe but has some swearing in, and this video is most definitely like dodgy. Okay, then all that happens is brands come in and say, yeah, you know what? We've got these 3 choices. One costs £5, one costs £4, one costs £3. Which we want to buy on? Well, we've got a lot of money. We're Coca-Cola. We care about brand. We're going to only spend on the £5 one. So those channels make the most money.
Yeah.
Because there's fewer of them and they're spending more money. But those other videos will end up, making less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of to be fair to them as well. I mean that's the way the economy works. It's supply and demand. I mean it's supply and demand, and what you've got as a product is your videos.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's it. You don't have anything. You've got your videos, and if you wanna, be a bit more edgy, that's fine. You'll get an audience, but
it just seems like a shame that.
I agree.
Oh yeah, it's definitely on an individual level when you look at someone like Glam&Gore, like how it affects one person.
Yeah.
But
and not to mention as well, her content is like she's doing makeup and special effects. It hits those algorithms.
But it's literally a how-to video. She does these gory things and she's explaining how she's doing them. So she says this, I think, in that video. She is sort of teaching, which.
Yeah, but the robots don't know that.
Well, yeah, true.
They don't know her intentions.
It's like they need to hire an intern or something.
But hey, we're not here for
a million interns.
We're not here entirely to talk about demonetization.
No. Okay. Before we got on to Glam&Gore, we were saying about your watch time and what you typically watch.
Okay.
Have we even gotten to the point of? No, I think it was maybe half an hour.
What was your original point?
I said we were gonna say what our watch time is.
But I've realized over time that it doesn't matter about us right now.
That's true. That's true. Okay. So anyway, okay. So that's normally how you use YouTube. But you've been like
but
you're changed now, aren't you?
Yeah, totally. I'm a changed woman. No, so I'm a bit ashamed to admit that I'm on. Oh no, 4 hours 40. I think I did say it.
Ashamed?
No,
I'm ashamed for you.
Yeah.
So
no,
I've seen better.
But I literally like the 8th day of my YouTube week, I was on 4 hours. Mm-hmm. Did that make sense? So like if it had been the last 8 days rather than 7 days, I would have been like 8 hours, whatever.
Oh,
but
so you watched 4 hours in one day?
Okay, no, I definitely didn't.
Make sense.
Okay,
yeah.
I just remember I looked at it about a week ago and I was like, 4 hours for me, that's great. Mm-hmm, and I think I told you, I
remember.
I'm impressed with myself. And then the following day I checked again and it was like 1 hour and I was like, I've been cheated. And now I'm back up to 4 hours 40 when honestly I thought I was going to be on more than that because I really feel like I've watched a lot. I even
Uh,
got a free trial of
Whoa.
YouTube Premium.
Whoa.
Yes.
All right.
yes.
Yeah.
How do you like it?
Well, I kind of messed up because I currently live in Leeds, and I came down from Leeds a couple of days ago, sort of a 5-hour journey, and my plan originally was to get the trial to then download a bunch of videos that I could watch on
Really
the
perfect.
journey.
That's an additional 5 hours.
then-
You could be at 9 hours right now.
I could, right? But then literally as soon as I left the house to come down, I remembered, oh, yeah, I was supposed to do that. And I was like, oh, but I still can. But no, it would defeat the object because I didn't have Wi-Fi anymore.
Right.
So,
Okay.
yeah. So I kind of messed up there.
Yeah.
But then this morning, I then got the trial and I downloaded a bunch of videos for my journey here, which is sort of about an hour and a half. So yeah, today I'm on about an hour and 40 minutes or so.
Okay.
Have you watched anybody
So-
new?
So yes, I have. Well, I was going to say I've discovered, but that's a lie. My good friend Laurie Holler has. God, that was embarrassing. I've never said the
That
word
was
holler in my life. I apologize.
2008.
But she told me about this guy Struthless. He is Australian.
That's a good name though.
And he
Good YouTube
Struthless
name.
is very Australian. Struth. It's a very Australian word. It is. That's what
does
they
it
say.
mean? It's truth.
It's quite versatile. I feel like it can mean
use it in a
anything.
sentence.
Describe
that's tough.
Iman with that word.
Struth. I realise that's not a description,
I don't
but
have any.
Oh, terrible! Terrible host. That's
Yeah,
what it means. So.
that's
Wow.
See, David got it.
Wow, David. Let me just let that sink
No,
in for
it's
a
like
moment.
it's
I'll get
it's
you
sort
back
of
for that.
Next episode.
it's sort of like, oh my god, or it's like, Struth.
Like, cool.
Or
Or
just-
just it's an exclamation.
Okay.
You know?
whoa, truth.
That was in no way Australian, but
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
you got to say it in the accent. and
Fine,
it
but
sounds
he's
natural.
toothless. I like it. I think I liked the name before I
Yeah.
knew the
Yeah.
word was a word. So.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, so I just like him as a person. He's an illustrator. So most of his videos are sort of how to draw in this style, or so the first one of his videos I watched was actually, I'm going to draw Peppa Pig in various different art styles. So
Okay.
he did,
Interesting.
I think there was 10 of them, but he did, one of them was The Simpsons. And one of them was the art style of Rick and Morty. So he
okay,
did
I get you.
Pepper Morty. Pickle.
Pickle
Pickle
pig.
pig?
Yeah.
Pickle
Yeah.
pig.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny.
Would you say that's like your selling point more on like if the YouTuber is good, then I'm interested in the videos, or if the videos are good, then I'm more likely to watch?
Good question.
Good question. I would say the actual person is probably more important.
Than the video.
Yeah, I'm sure there's exceptions, but
Yeah.
I would be sort of interested in his videos because I like to watch people draw, but I like him. I find him funny and I like his accent.
Interesting.
So I've watched a lot more of his videos because I like him as a person.
That makes
I've
sense.
got to say, in general, Australians kill it on YouTube.
Do they?
Would you say so?
Yeah,
I
I'm
would
not
say,
surprised.
like,
They're
I've
all
watched a bunch, yeah.
They're all so laid back and so, I don't know, they're just chill and funny in general.
Yeah.
Obviously
the accent
sweeping set-
tends to make things funnier.
Yeah.
You know, and they swear a lot.
Yeah.
Right.
A lot. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
But I would say that Australia in general, there's a lot of good YouTube coming out of there.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, but I'm not surprised by it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I lived in Australia for a couple of years and they are generally a funny people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's definitely a lot that I've watched from Australia. Pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
But that's interesting because you say, you watch it because you like the person. I mean, obviously you like the drawing and stuff, but it's more about the person. And I do get that, but I'm trying to think, are there any channels that I don't really like the content of, but I like the person and I'll watch. But they're kind of aren't really.
No.
I mean, there's channels that I like the person of, but I'm not interested in the content. I won't watch. Like Glam&Gore, I like her.
Yeah. Yeah, but I feel like that's kind of more extreme because
It's
you're
all
not
about-
interested in makeup.
To be fair, I don't like her studio lights that give her that little circle on her eyeballs.
Very
Wow.
specific.
Has anyone, you know what I'm talking about?
I've
Right.
never
You guys know what
noticed
I'm
that.
talking about.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure
Yeah.
the listeners are gonna look out for that one.
Yeah.
What do you think of H3H3?
Yeah, I mean,
Just one sentence. Just one sentence.
Go on.
I find him funny. I wouldn't call him a comedian, but he I don't appreciate the burps.
Yeah,
Which
it's
is
interesting
actually-
you said the burps earlier. It's like I don't hear him burp that much, but he does the cough a lot.
You're immune to it now.
The
I hear it
cough.
all the time.
I don't
Yeah.
hear the burps. Oh, really?
I think
I thought it was the coughs he does. Like people don't like the coughs, but that's kind of his thing.
I don't
He's
remember
like,
the coughs.
Oh, okay. I know the coughs. Yeah.
like that's kind of his.
I don't
It's kind of
remember
a bit of a meme. Like
I don't mind coughing though. You know, cover your mouth maybe.
yeah, but it's
like,
kind of
I don't care.
he does this thing where it's like he's gonna throw up, kind of.
Yeah.
It's a bit gross. I don't remember noticing that. I just one of the episodes in particular,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, there was just so many, and it wasn't like, you know, moving the microphone away and was going to do
Oh,
it
no.
discreetly.
No.
It was just fully like
No.
attempt to.
You
and
don't
I was
like
just like,
it?
ew.
Move on.
And I did.
Yeah, I mean, he'd be happy about that.
Yeah,
He'd be
I
like,
mean that's fine. You
he'd be
know.
like, great.
I would
Yeah.
encourage you to watch their highlights channel
Oh yeah, you watch that. That's what you tend to watch with
Yeah.
H3, isn't it? Yeah.
because then they're obviously really good at doing podcasts. But if you're like, if you're somebody who doesn't like, how long are they? Like 3 hours. Then you have all
They
these
can be, yeah.
all these little burps and coughs in between.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
highlights
yeah.
cut that out.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. See, I like so they at the moment do 2 podcasts a week, and they usually 2 hours to 3 hours, and I will save them up for the weekend
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he
to
does. Yeah,
to
you do
sit
do
and,
that.
and watch them, and like I'll either sit on the sofa and watch it on the TV. Or I'll, sit and play a game and watch it. But that's like a highlight of my week. Genuinely.
Wow.
Genuinely.
I
Yeah.
feel a little bit sad for
they
you.
are good for a Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, it's whatever. It's something to. It's like the latest movies out, like,
Or
I wanna see
EastEnders
that.
or Hollyoaks.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why I said Hollyoaks, but
Hey. Oh yeah, you don't know.
I don't know.
You don't watch it every day.
No,
Yeah.
no.
It's
I'm
on every day, right? I think it's on every.
Yeah, it's a soap. It's on every day.
Yeah, you love it.
except
David.
for the what's the word? Omnibus.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
you like. Oh yeah. That's what they show them all. Anyway, we're getting sidetracked again.
Mm.
Okay, so
Just a quick other point
on,
about
go on.
H3H3 podcast. I'm doing bunny ears. Podcasts are supposed to be that you listen to them, and they have a lot of like video,
I know.
and I
know.
feel like it's not a podcast if you have to watch it as well.
Yeah. So
and sometimes it's fine, but then sometimes they're talking about a video they're watching, and I'm like, well, I can't see
In fairness,
this right
I
now.
don't think
so
I've ever listened to an H3 podcast
yeah.
on audio only.
So
Yeah, I
okay,
have.
so
It's not
it
great.
used to be more or less reliant on watching the actual videos, but they have tried to get better. It's basically it's Ethan. He's the guy, the main guy, and they're always telling him you've got to describe the video for
Yeah.
our audio listeners. But ultimately, we had an episode, a podcast rant, we probably called it something like that.
Oh yeah, about
Gotta get them
YouTubers who are
views.
podcasters.
But it's
Oh, I
about
don't-
podcasts. I hate that so many YouTube podcasts call themselves podcasts and they just call themselves show.
yeah,
It's the H3H3 show. It's the Logan Paul show. I mean, that one's a bit different because that one is mostly talking. But you know what I mean? It's like they use the term podcast in order to get away with being sloppier, and I kind of think
longer.
and more accessible.
Yeah.
And longer, yeah. But
And-
I kind of think just call it what it is.
Call
Like,
it what
it's
it
a
really
show.
is.
Yeah.
It's kind of go all out, go for it. But calling it a show, I think to a lot of people feels as if it's a more bigger thing.
Yeah.
They've got to do more for
yeah.
it.
Mm.
But yeah, it does annoy me because that's a show.
Yeah.
That is not a podcast. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You might be able to listen to it and get most of what's going on,
Yeah.
but it's a show. If you actually look at it on YouTube, it's a show. It's a talk show. But yeah, so yeah,
I agree.
fair criticism there. Fair criticism. Okay, so if you were going to name one channel, what would be your favorite?
Oh, I really don't feel equipped to answer that question. I don't think I have one particular channel that I really like. I will. So when we agreed that I was going to be a guest, I thought, okay, so how am I going to go about sort of
finding?
Watching video. Like, where am I going to go first, sort of thing. Mm-hmm. So my first thing was I went to your favorite feature, the homepage. I'm saying your to Iman.
I'll tell you
the
what.
Homepage.
At the moment, that's where I spend most of my time.
Wow.
Genuinely,
yeah, that's really changed. Yeah.
Like respect to them. Yeah. For real.
So yeah, I sort of went through my whole homepage, and it's from sort of a long time ago. There's a lot of random mix of things in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I watched a whole bunch of videos from there, and then I went to my history, and then watched a bunch of my old liked videos that I'd liked from like a really long time ago,
Yeah, that's fun.
And
that's
then my
fun
old
to do.
just history, like previously watched videos, and I just kind of was quite methodical about the whole thing, And I was like, trying to get to know what I'd used it for.
Do you like a lot of videos? Do you press like on? Do you smash that like button? and when you like a video, how hard do you smash it?
Yeah. Do you punch it?
Do you absolutely destroy that like button?
It depends how much I like the video,
I see.
Have you ever liked a video that much that your phone broke?
Yeah.
That's the question.
You gotta destroy that like button. But do you hit that like button often or what?
I would say probably, yeah. Like, it's kind of hard to say because I don't watch that much YouTube. And recently, when I've been watching I have been liking stuff mostly so that
you can come back
almost
to
as a record for this situation right now.
Yeah.
So I can look back at what I've liked, so I can, say, oh, I've really liked these things.
I do use it for that a lot as well.
Yeah.
I will say, though, recently, there hasn't been that much that I've really wanted to hit the like button for, which is kind of my watch time for this week is 28 hours.
Haha, beat you.
Yeah, which actually, I mean, that's great because usually I got the most going on the watch time, but it's kind of interesting. It's like, well, 28 hours time watched, and I think maybe there was 2 videos I liked or 1 video that I pressed like on, and it's not it's not like I've been watching bad stuff. I liked them all, but it's to me it's save it for later kind of thing.
Yeah,
I do that.
Watch
also.
that again.
My reason is I have a problem. I don't want to see a list. I wish liked, disliked. I wish they would just not have a liked list. Like I don't want to have like 1,000 videos or whatever in a playlist because I clicked the like button.
I got you. Yeah, you kind of OCD and that.
I add them to favorites instead.
Isn't that the same thing?
No, but like, I mean, like slightly less because then it's like I can get the reference bit and like I know I liked it. But if I start doing it for every video I support, then it's just gonna be like endless.
Yeah, to be fair, I do it sometimes. I will do it just out of support. Like, you know what?
That's what I was gonna
like
say.
this sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I want it to keep happening on YouTube. I'm gonna hit the like button.
Yeah, I feel like it supports the creators kind of by by hitting that like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Everyone likes a like on their Instagram photo.
Exactly. So what is your watch time this week then, David?
29 and a half.
29 and a half. Okay, not bad.
That's pretty good, yeah.
Been watching a lot of rap battle videos.
Again?
Oh my god, no, me as well!
No way, what?
Oh, yeah, okay, but slightly different princess rap battles.
I don't even know what that is going to be.
Wow, okay.
See,
wait, you go first.
This is why we have you on, okay? David says rap battles, we know what he's
talking
about.
Now I feel like I'm being negative or, I don't know... sexist towards women or something like. I don't want to perpetuate this idea.
Do you have a channel name or describe a typical video?
I do. Wait.
as always,
Let
check
me,
the description for some links.
I wonder.
Videos.
We'll have some today.
We definitely will. God knows, I'm not going to be able to remember them all. So apologies if we miss some, but we're definitely going to have some princess rap battles, that's for sure.
I'm curious.
Yeah.
Are we talking like Elsa, Princess Elsa?
Yeah. So it's like...
Is it some weird animation? Got to be careful with that
No,
stuff.
no.
There was a big controversy around that, but we won't go into that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no! I'm
Now,
trying to find
whilst you're
mine.
searching it up there, the reason why I got into it again is I was on Instagram and Drake, of all people, had a post that he...
You follow Drake on Instagram?
No, it was on my Explore page, and he had a post about how he's supporting a rap battle kind of like community, and he basically went as far as like creating an app for them. I was like, why wouldn't they just have a YouTube channel for it? Because it was like, we're trying to get it out there. It's like, well, that's
So
what
you made an app?
Yeah, made an
That's
app
not
where
a
you
good
can.
way to get things
But then
out.
I searched it anyway, and they put some of the videos on YouTube, but most of it's on the app. I don't see the exclusivity because it's free on the app.
To be fair, if it's Drake, it's probably,
He's always
might be
trying
for
to...
extra money or...
yeah, something. But then there's this favorite rapper I have who's like from Canada, and he's pretty good. I'll put my favorite one there. But the rap battles are just hilarious because when you download it with YouTube Premium, I actually find it very nice to listen to instead of music.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah.
So is it like in one song they have both the rappers and they're battling each other?
Oh yeah, they have 3 rounds, kind of like 8 Mile style. They're all insulting each other, and a lot of love afterwards. Some of them do get pretty deep, like insulting each other's like children. It's like it gets there, but
nice.
They're very creative.
Okay, so give me the princess
Okay,
thing.
so
What's up with that?
the channel is called Whitney Avalon. I guess that's her actual name, but that's what they're uploaded as. But it is basically female characters from all kinds of different films who rap battle against each other, and it is I think
animated?
No. So Whitney Avalon is usually in them, and then there's another woman. Sometimes a celebrity. Sarah Michelle Gellar was in one.
Oh, okay. So it's almost like
Emily Kinney, who I love, was in one. She's from Walking Dead, but she also does her own music, which I really like.
Oh.
But
and they dress up as the characters?
They dress up as the characters, and sometimes they have like other characters in the background, usually men in the background, dressed up as the other characters from the film.
Right.
Okay.
And they sort of rap battle against each other as though they're that character, and they sort of rip into the other person's franchise or whatever.
And they do a lot of these?
There are quite a lot, yeah. So
Yeah, it's very similar to epic rap battles of history, isn't it?
Yeah.
Same concept, yeah.
Yeah. So, for example, there's one with, is it Galadriel? Is she
Galadriel.
from Lord of the Rings? Is she an elf?
Yeah. Galadriel, yeah.
And
Ivan knows. Yeah.
yeah, Galadriel and
trying to
Princess
say?
Leia.
Okay.
So it's like Lord of the Rings and Star
I get
Wars.
you, yeah.
And
Yeah,
insulting each
and
other's
then-
lore. And
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and they sort of.
Oh, that's kind of funny, yeah.
Well, what kind of
Very
views are we talking about?
Oh, that is a good question.
It's all about the views. At the end of the day.
And what subs is, how many subs?
So Galadriel versus Leia, 30 million views.
Oh, damn, that's
Yeah.
tasty.
That's good views.
That's very good views.
But then-
how many subs on the channel?
1.76 million.
Whoa.
Okay, that's nice.
They're up and coming.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
that's
for sure.
obviously that must be one of their top, right?
Or
I
their
don't- you
new
might not know,
channel.
but-
Maybe they're a new channel.
No, I don't think so. Okay, so that particular video was published in 2014.
Okay.
So it's quite a...
I know,
long
but
time ago.
actually
But they
that
have
doesn't
done recent ones.
that actually doesn't often count for a lot because older videos, although you think they've been around longer, because the viewership of YouTube was much lower and has gained so much over the years, it often doesn't count for that much. And also YouTube tends to value newer videos, promotes newer videos more.
Than older ones.
That's a big part of the algorithm. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
Noise, huh?
Mm-hmm.
We're going ASMR mode now.
Yeah. So one of my questions were, if you were a YouTuber, what kind of videos would you do?
Okay, well, actually...
Can I just ask a counter question real quick? Did you write that question down before this
I
episode?
did, but
Look at this professional. Look how professional this guy is. He's watching his 29 hours. He's writing down his questions. You know, God damn, I'm impressed. Good work, David. This is why we're partners, you know. Carry on, please.
Well, what questions did you write down, Ivan?
I didn't write. I've got them all up here in my head.
Okay, so actually, I went traveling for a relatively long time, a few years, and when I came back recently, semi-recently, I was going to start up a blog, and then Ayman about traveling, and then Ayman encouraged me to start a vlog also.
Yeah, I told you this so many
where
times.
I was gonna talk about traveling and tips, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And I actually recorded a few episodes, and then
You actually have okay.
yeah, but did not upload them.
There's content. There's juicy content sitting there.
Yeah, and I wrote quite a few posts, but I sort of wanted to like make up a I don't know, backlog or whatever, and then be able to upload them. So there was less pressure to sort of make every week or whatever. But no, I don't remember what happened. I sort of got distracted by other things, you know, whatever else came along.
Happens.
So yeah, so I never actually pushed it forward.
But you reckon that would be it?
Yeah, probably if I was going to do something. I did once upon a time after uni make a film blog, which was live for a while, and you know,
yeah,
did
but
that.
Again, nobody reads blogs anymore. I'm sorry.
No, exactly. That's what I was going to do.
You know?
But my plan was to do a blog and vlog simultaneously. So I would have a video blog.
Okay, and then
where
something
it would be sort of almost the highlights, and then a written form.
Now that's
that was
good.
more detailed.
I like that.
It makes me think of what was the channel? Oh God, I always forget the name. The channel, he lives in the woods. We covered him.
Primitive Technology.
Yeah, Primitive Technology. He doesn't speak in his videos at all, and it's him building huts and all that. But then he has a blog on the side. I think he even published a book.
Yeah.
Where he writes in detail. You know, this is how I made the clay, and this is how I got the flint out of the rock, and all this, and it's really interesting.
Yeah. That's cool.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I think that'll be. You know, it's a fair idea. It's a fair idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Did you write down any more questions, David?
No,
Just that one.
Oh.
Jeez.
A lot of it's kind of been answered throughout.
Okay, well, we're coming up to an hour now. I think maybe we should.
Wow, it's flown by.
Yeah, I mean, do we have any final closing comments?
I had so many notes. I've got so many notes, but I mean,
No, throw them out there. We could do like a speed round with them.
Speed round, yeah. Throw them out there. I mean, I've even got some.
Sure you do. Yeah.
Oh no, there was one thing that I did want to mention.
Don't tell me it's Papa John's pizza.
No, but we can talk about that. But I saw something on YouTube this past week that I have never seen before.
wow.
And if he hasn't seen it, no one's seen it before.
And and it's a warning that you have to click confirm on before a video.
Oh yeah.
So basically,
Wild.
I've never seen it. I clicked the video, and it came up with a little pop-up. This is on the app, and it also happens on the computer. The following content has been identified by the YouTube community as inappropriate or offensive to some audiences, and you have to click cancel or confirm. You have to click confirm if you want to go and watch the video.
Thank you, Karen. Or no, thank you, Karen.
So I mean, I was like, whoa, this is crazy. And if you go to the comments section, everyone is just talking about that thing.
Oh, right, of
but
course.
the video has good views though. So it's actually from this channel, which is not in itself an animation channel, but is the channel is basically, it's called The Minute Hour, and it's basically this guy who just tells random stories they're kind of he often says they're true, but I don't think they really are. But,
not the one you showed us.
Yeah. So he just tells random stories, and sometimes he gets an animator friend in to animate them. And this one was about grilling. Okay.
I don't know what that is. Is that
grilling as in like
Meat
or
food?
Grilling as in a barbecue.
Okay, yeah.
Grilling. Okay. The video is called That's a Nice Grill. So this guy only had the minute hour, the channel only has less than 100,000 subs. I think actually closer to 50, like 60k subs. And this video still has 200k views, which considering it's got that sign, you know it's not getting pushed anywhere. It's not getting recommended.
Can't share it easy.
No way it's getting monetized. And, you know, I kind of get, I get why it's got the warning.
Can you even describe it on this podcast without without
so
this podcast flagging?
It's comedy. I mean, to me, it's fun.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It's animated. It's very silly. It's this guy showing off this massive barbecue grill he's got.
Sounds fine.
And then he tells his friend to grill him.
Him as but
he's like, yeah.
It's so good. Try it on me.
Yeah, it's like he says something along the lines of I hate life, but I love grilling. And then his friend's like, I don't even know if that grill's big enough for you. What did you just say? You saying this grill isn't big enough for me? It is big. Like,
is this animated or is this?
Oh, it's animated. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
He's speaking. It's just animated random story that he's come up with.
I really thought that he was actually gonna grill him.
Oh, no,
in real life.
No,
I was
God,
like,
no.
what? That is
Nothing
horrifying.
like that. No.
What?
I mean,
Okay.
and I mean,
fine.
like I said, it's animated. Horrifying is not the right word, but it's pretty weird. It's pretty weird.
But then that makes me wonder, because the other video you showed us, well, not that was graphic in any way, but do you think it's flagged for the graphic part or the concept of like
I guess the concept, because he's
Does he eat him after?
No. He just burns up inside the grill.
That's the end of the story.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's pretty.
I've seen worse.
I feel like
It's
I need
pretty-
to watch the video to see how.
We'll watch it after.
Okay.
I would call it as somewhat disturbed but funny, and it is animated. But my point is, like, I've never seen that on a video before.
Yeah.
No.
And even if we go back to the hair cake videos, or the just
I wish
the
it
cake
had
trilogy.
I wish that was, rather than YouTube taking it down, I wish it had that disclaimer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm like, well, how is this animated thing, which is silly, and okay, I get it's a bit disturbed, but versus the cake trilogy, which graphically shows people throwing up.
Yeah.
Okay. That gets taken down. Like, didn't even just get demonetized. That got taken down off of YouTube. Surely that video deserves a spoiler. This is going to be graphic. Click confirm. As opposed to this. Well, yeah. I'm saying they both would deserve that, but certainly one doesn't deserve getting taken off YouTube and the other does.
I'm sure it conflicts with other like rules about titling it. Like, at least you know what you get with the cake video.
Yeah,
the Hobbit cake. With this one, I would get shocked halfway in the video. Like, wait, he's actually grilling him?
Yeah.
But I mean,
this is interesting.
As you say, like, you've never seen that warning before, which suggests that it is a new feature. So maybe in the future, if that hair video was to be created now, they would just add that instead of.
How old is the
because
video?
they've already.
I mean,
good question. They've already taken down the hair cake. So
So the video was November last year, 2019. So by the way I found this was from Umami, who we I was on one of we covered him once, and he mentioned, I think, they're all part of a there's a lot of kind of animators and things that are part of a similar group.
Yeah. I would say Rick and Morty is in the same level. Like, all of their videos should be the same then.
I kind of feel like it as well. Yeah. I mean. Anyway, it was just,
But
it's
you have
kinda
little
weird.
subs. That's how they treat you anyway. So.
Yeah. Okay, hit us with some of those notes, Tamara.
Oh, there was one that I just remembered that really made me laugh. So I work in a school currently in year 4, which is like they're about 8, 9. And I was talking to them. I knew I was coming on here, so I asked them what they watch on YouTube, and one of them, we had a few discussions about it, but
this is interesting. I like. I forgot that the mic wasn't near me.
Very professional.
What kids watch on YouTube? Because kids, that's a lot of view time that goes into YouTube from kids.
Yeah. Well, one thing that they did say they watched was a person, or that kid, I've forgotten his name, but you guys talked about him once.
Ryan's Toy Review.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So they were saying that they
He's
watch
huge,
him,
yeah,
or
of course they do.
their younger siblings watch him.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I had this conversation with the kids shortly after having listened to your guys' podcast, where you said, "Oh, is it a bit like not really cool that their parents sort of make him do these videos? Like it is the parents pushing the kid to do it. Like he has no real free will because he's too young."
Yeah.
So this was fresh in my mind when they said, "Oh yeah, I watched this kid," and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's the kid who, you know, he does the toy reviews, right?" Yeah, I don't know. It's a bit child abusey, really. It just slipped out to these kids, yeah, and I was like, "Oh no, that was a really bad thing to say." And then for the rest of the I said it to about 2 or 3 of the kids, and for the rest of the day, they called me Miss Savage.
Oh, wow.
Whoa,
Those
cool,
kids are
like-
smart and witty.
Damn, yeah, that's kind of, you're like the cool teacher now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Miss Savage. Yeah, that's kind of,
Yeah, let's take it that way.
Yeah,
that's kind
maybe,
of, that's kind of badass.
I also hope no potential employers listen to this.
Yeah.
Now. Like,
yeah, Miss Savage.
no, but what I was going to say previously was I was talking to a different kid who I hadn't.
Sorry,
had this
how
conversation
old are
with.
these kids?
About 8 or 9.
Okay. So that like, so for reference, the South Park kids are 10, so, you know. Because that's a good reference. That's a good reference point. Anyway, carry on.
Yeah, so I was talking to this other kid, and he was saying that he had filmed a few videos for YouTube. Cannot remember what he said that he was like talking about on them, but this kid, just for what's the word I'm looking for? Context. Thank you.
You were like about to say it.
I know. I was going to say
I
content.
felt like you said it
You were
already.
2/3
Oh,
of the way
content.
through the
I was
word.
going to say content, and I was like, no, that's not right.
You
It's
just
almost
gave up.
there. Yeah. For context, he is really quiet, really not quite timid, but he's very emotional. He's a really sweet kid, really sweet kid. But yeah, sort of quiet and stuff. And I was talking to him about YouTube, and he said, "Oh yeah, I've filmed a few videos," and then his friend was like, "Oh yeah, you know, maybe we should like make some together and we can upload them." And I was like,
collaboration,
like, yeah,
just like that.
Collab. And this quiet kid leans into me and he says, "Yeah, you know, we can upload them." And then he leans in and he says, "Oh no," he says, "Yeah, and then if you enjoy them, maybe you can leave a like and subscribe."
Oh no!
And he really...
He's grinding, man. That's good. That's what you got to do, you know? You got to get out on the streets. You got to get those likes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when
He
you're
said
in
it
school, that's the best way to do it.
So
Yeah.
dead serious and really like leaned in as though he was in a video being
yeah.
recorded.
That's good.
You know,
That's
leave
good.
a like and subscribe.
You know,
I was like,
it's
wow.
because loads of kids, because you know they have access to phones and all kinds of things. They make videos.
Yeah.
I hear about it of people at work who have kids and they make videos and they post on TikTok and they post on YouTube and all that. And I've heard. I need to look up the actual stat maybe for next time. But there's a significant number of young kids who say their job when they want to grow up is to be a YouTuber.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just like back in the day, you know,
Yes.
people would say, I want to be a movie star, I want to be a musician. They want to be a YouTuber. Fine.
I was just going to say this. I've experienced that, you know, working in a couple of different schools, going to different classes, and there was another. I think they were also year 4, so about 8 and 9. They were asked the question. The whole class was asked the question, "What do you want to be when you grow up?"
Mm-hmm.
A number of them said, "I want to be a YouTuber."
Yeah.
Really made me laugh. Yeah, but it is fully a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, there's nothing wrong with that. They just need to know that it's akin to being a movie star or something. You know, there's a lot
it's very
of
difficult. It's not all
chance.
roses.
It's not. It's 90% is not gonna work out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And once you get into it, it's like, like Glam&Gore, You got the good side, but you're going to get that demonetization.
Yeah,
side.
Exactly,
I mean,
yeah.
it's all about- yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that wraps us up for this episode. How do you feel having been our first ever guest?
Again, I'm honoured. I've enjoyed myself a lot.
You should be honoured. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I was actually going to say this is the first time I've met David, and we spoke before, and I said, "Oh yeah, it's really weird hearing your voice."
Yeah.
You've
And
to, like,
seeing the face making the noise come out.
You've listened
I'm
to
so familiar with your voice, but not your face.
You've
My
listened
noise
to hours,
making out.
hours worth of this guy's voice and
Yeah.
never see. But
Yeah,
also,
sweet.
the other funny thing you told me over Christmas was you kept saying, I don't remember if we talked about this or if I just heard you say it on the podcast.
Yeah, literally, it happens a lot. I'm like, was that an actual conversation or have I just heard it? Yeah,
That's
it's
funny,
weird.
yeah.
Because I feel like Auntie Beverly, our aunt, asked me fairly often, "Oh, have you spoken to Armin recently?" I'm like, "Yeah." Oh wait, have I actually spoken to him or have I just heard
That's
him?
a good
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
I can imagine you listening to a podcast, and then when Iman speaks, you talking back. I'm like, oh wait, no, he's not talking.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
is
right.
it's a pre-recording.
Anyway, thank you all for listening. Remember to subscribe on iTunes
And like,
and
SoundCloud.
SoundCloud. Yep.
You're going to leave a comment on SoundCloud. We would like to listen to those. Send a email to
HitPausePodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, I totally knew
Nobody
that.
ever does that. You can leave comments elsewhere,
yeah. Where do you listen
YouTube.
to the podcast?
Well, I have a podcast app. I started to listen to on SoundCloud recently, but the reason I don't like it is that you can't go back like 30 seconds. So sometimes I'll sort of stop listening and I'm like, oh, I want to catch up.
You're better off on a
So,
podcast app, probably,
yeah.
to be honest.
Yeah.
Podcast apps are best for listening to
So,
podcasts.
yeah.
SoundCloud is just where we post it, and then it goes out from there to all the
Yeah.
apps.
But then if I want to leave a comment, then I'll go to SoundCloud and
Yeah.
do that.
Sure,
Although the other week I did go to YouTube to try and click on some of your links that you had been talking about.
And?
The most recent episode was not on YouTube.
It's
there
fine.
must have been a glitch on YouTube.
It's interesting
Susan
because
has messed it up or something.
David, remind me, which one of us does the YouTube uploads? David,
I forget.
Interesting.
I'll get back to you on that
To
one.
be fair, after I shamed him, that has gotten a lot better. So. Sorry, after you shamed him, actually.
Oh yeah,
It
that's a
wasn't
good
even
point.
me.
Yeah.
It wasn't even me. Anyway, thank you all for listening. We'll be back next Tuesday. See ya.
See ya.
Bye.